Welcome back to the Mid-Atlantic Mauling League, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Chaos Cup, Game 2 of our triple header tonight here in Week 4. She-Wolf777, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. And we got a really fun one. Well, I think one team is strongly favored on paper, so maybe not a fun one for everyone, but we'll see. Tonight, we've got in Game 2 the Dinnerbell Darlings versus Nerdstrom's Nosecount, Doug the Minotaur versus War Horseman, Dwarves versus Norse. Boy, this is a tough matchup, I think. We are in Division C once again here this evening for game number 2 of our triple header. In first place, of course, is Glyphus' Odin and Snuffle, a Norse team. They are 3-0-0. Doug the Minotaur is up now. They are in second place. The Dinnerbell Darlings, a Dwarven team, 3-0-0 is their record. Con Kills Entanglements in third place. The Imperial Nobility team with 2-0-1 is their record. Nerdstrom's Nosecount in fifth place, looking to jump up a number of spots here with a win. They can jump up into third place with a win. Of course, the Dinnerbell Darlings, with a win or a draw, will jump up into first place. Very tight division. First up, we'll take a look at not this team. Let's take a look at the other team. Electric Span says, did I see correctly? Kevin Bacon has a new movie coming out? He does it all, man. He does it all. When he's not making movies, he's playing Blood Bowl. Very busy guy. The Dinnerbell Darlings are going to be the home team this evening, coming in with a 11-player roster, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-player roster, and a TV of 1,090,000 gold. They have 2 blitzers, a troll slayer, a bunch of linemen, and of course, Kevin Bacon himself, the runner on the roster. 1 oppo, 5 dedicated fans, 3 rerolls. They're going to be up against this Norse team this evening. Nerdstrom's Nosecount. Also 11 players on the roster tonight. 12 players actually rostered, but number 4 will be out with an injury this week. A TV of 1,015,000 gold. That's 75,000 gold in petty cash going back to this team, I think. I think it's this team. Not a whole lot to speak about there. That's a decent amount of money to do a little bit of something with, but we're not going to talk about the inducements, mostly because we only have a couple of minutes here in the pregame. But really what I want to talk about is this matchup, right? Look at the Dwarven team. We all know what dwarves do. Dwarves dwarf. And there's block all across this roster. Everybody has block. Everybody has thick skulls. Almost everyone has an AV of 10+. They're very, very resilient, very, very bashy. One player's picked up guard. That's Queso Bill. Has Frenzy on the Troll Slayer as well. The Troll Slayers with block, Frenzy, and Dauntless. A great piece. Very similar to a Werewolf that we just saw on the Necro team. Is a piece that can kind of pull players out of position. Dauntless can help with that too when you're up against those high-strength players. But really, Dwarves are a very slow team, and all they want to do is bash. Bash, bash, bash. They bash forward on offense. They want to bash on defense. They want to take as many blocks as possible. And that's what Doug the Minotaur is absolutely going to try to do tonight. They're going to be up against this Norse team. The problem in this matchup is the Norse team also wants to bash. Lots of block on this roster. Lots of frenzy on this roster. And even has the thing here with tackle to try to negate dodge, I guess. Right? So the problem here is that, I mean, tackle's a great skill. Tackle's a great skill, not so much against dwarves, right? So that's TV that's working against you. You have lots of block. You want to block, right? Block is a great skill, but you're up against dwarves who are much more resilient than you. And if you go toe-to-toe with them, you're only AV8. They're going to pulverize you. So what I really think is going to happen, in order for Nerdstrom's Nosecount to come out with a victory here tonight, it's going to be good use of these 5 frenzy pieces and, of course, the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie has catch, has pass, has Dauntless, and has Strip Ball, but 2 Valkyries is really what makes that pretty powerful, I think. Of course, early in a roster, you can't hire everyone, right? So you've got to make do with what you can afford. Good use of Frenzy to pull dwarves out of position, I think is going to be key tonight. That Yeti with Claw could be great once you start treating everybody's AV as A+. We saw that in Game 1 this evening. But you can't outbash them, and you want to outbash them. So it's going to be real tricky, I think, for this Norse team. If they're able to pull dwarves out of position and keep their players alive long enough to keep pushing dwarves out of position, when these dwarves aren't grouped up, they're going to be very, very weak. They're not fast at all. If they don't have their buddies next to them to help bash their way down pitch, they're not going to move down pitch. So watch out for these 5 players with Frenzy. I think that's going to be the key to winning here for Nerdstrom's Nosecount tonight. Otherwise, it's It's a real uphill battle, I think, against this dwarf team. Clear skies once again for game number 2 here this evening. I wouldn't play above this. Nope. Nope, this is some sort of OSHA violation. I wouldn't do this. Old Gamer Mike says, I'm so happy I faced dwarves before they got guard. Yeah, like when I had lizards round 1, I was like, or Necro round 1, I was like, okay, he's not going to have all his ball carriers. Then I had lizards week 2, and I was like, all right, well then he's not going to have any block, that's great. It's not going to be great later in the season. 75K for the nose count. We'll see how they decide to spend this money. They're going to pick up a keg and a coach. That'll be it. So their KOs are a +3. I think that's wise, seeing as they have an AV of 8+. They'll also pick up a coach. They'll get a +1 to the Brilliant Coaching Kickoff event. We saw that work in Electric Man's favor in game number 1 this evening. The Darlings win the coin toss. They choose to be on offense to start. The nose count to set up their defense. Week 4 of the Chaos Cup well underway. 9 weeks of regulation before the cut to top 8. The top 2 teams of each of the 3 divisions will make the cut to the top 8, as well as the top 2 teams besides. So the best 2 third-place teams... Well, that's not necessarily true. It's the best... If you take all the divisions and you kind of mush them back into a single division... I don't know why I went with the word mush. Merge them back into a single division. Once you remove the top 2 from each division, the top 2 teams at the top there will advance. So, conceivably, after the top 2 advance, the remaining 2 teams could come from a single division. Three on the line for the defense. Spread 1 space apart. All the linemen on a Norse team have block to start with. That's so good. That's what makes dwarves good, right? It's not the only thing that makes dwarves good, but starting with block on your linemen is enormous. Anchor defense for this, or anchor formation for this defense. The Yeti, the middle linebacker, wants to keep this claw player mobile. Wants to get that effective AV of 8+. Going to town wherever he needs it to work. The dwarfs now to set up their offense. Currently 7 on the line. Pulling in the wideouts. General Custer over in the left wide zone. And General So over on the right. These are the 2 blitzers on their roster. Blitzers are blitzers because they have an MA of 5 on a dwarf team. Gravy Crockett, the Troll Slayer, is the halfback. And of course, none other than Kevin Bacon back to receive. Here's the kick. The nose count with 2 rerolls for the half. And Dinnerbell Darlings with 3. Ooh, they roll a 3 on the D3. They get to reposition 6 players if they wish. They might just shift this. Well, we'll see what they decide to do. They might just stay put. They're going to move that... Ooh, the Yeti's going right on the line, along with the outside player, Tom Zarek, over in the right wide zone, shifting the Valkyrie up to the right as well. Decides, nope. That's... Oh, did that count as 2 movements? It couldn't have. moving the Yeti back into that middle linebacker position. Shifting the Yeti back over to the right. Pulling players off the line now. Tom Zarek and the Yeti will be one space off the line. Ball gets kicked to General So. General So can't pick up the ball due to disturbing... Well, can't pick up the ball because, I mean, it's General So. But that Yeti has disturbing presence as well. We haven't discussed this, but disturbing presence has this 3x3 or this 6x6 square, right? That it covers. Whether the Yeti's standing or not, that's a -1 to catchy things. Hank Ranger, welcome to the stream. Hank Ranger says, in a world full of Kevin Bacons, choose to be a Pips Pippy. That is a motivational poster if I've ever heard one. Knockdown on the left defensive end here to get things started. Got some protection on the ball. Gets a knockdown here against Grolkus, the tenderness of Cathay. 8+ breaks armor. Very fragile team, these Norse team. They're a glass cannon. They all start with block, which is great. Very punchy. But AV 8+ is not a lot. Gets a push into another block here on Aludrin, Chariot of Discontent. We'll get the knockdown here. Looking for that 8+. So these Norse linemen do have a nega trait. They are all drunkards. So if they try to rush, they don't fail a rush on a 1. They fail a rush on a 1 or a 2. And probably have a little bit of a drinking problem thanks to the beer boar. The beer boar here has the pick-me-up trait. 3-die blitz on the beer boar. Gets a pal. Just a 6+ to break armor. There's the armor break. Gets a stun out of it. So pick-me-up says this beer boar within a 6x6 square. 7x7 square. Oh yeah, it's a range of 3. 7x7 square, excuse me. At the beginning of the turn, every allied player who is knocked down in this square gets a roll of d6, and on 5+, they get to stand up for free, which is huge because normally it costs you 3 MA to stand up. So if you get to stand up for free, you get all your MA. Ball in the hands of Kevin Bacon naturally. The Dwarves, as they do on offense, they have either a cage or a big old line. There's an old RPG series on the PlayStation and PlayStation 2 called Suikoden. I love it. And remaster of 1 and 2 just came out, so I'm excited to play it. I'd love for them to do all 5 again. Frenzy follow-up here on the blitz. Gets another push out of this, or both standing result. But wants to push into another block here with the Valkyrie. Valkyrie with a 2-die block on the Sunday Kid. And it is another push. Two Valkyries can be very, very potent, right? They both have catch, they both have pass, they both have dauntless, they both have strip ball. Gives you a lot of options. One kind of limits that option, those options, I think, fairly significantly. But still a great piece. If you can only have one, by all means, take one. Turn 2 back to the Darlings. The Dwarves want to take blocks, so they'll take a bunch of blocks here. Here's the first one. Gets a push out of it into another block coming up. Here's the second. It's a both standing result. not what Doug the Minotaur was looking for. Now a 2-die against Roar Tender Thrashing. Gets the knockdown here. There's the armor break. There's the removal. Well done. 1-man player advantage now for the Dwarven team. Expect the Oppo spent right out of the gate. Nobody left behind on this team. That Oppo says, you're not getting out of this game. You're going right back in on the next drive, sir. The apothecary earns his salary, saves the player from a casualty. One-man player advantage for the Darlings. Expect a lot more armor breaks against this Norse team. It's just gonna. I think this is a tough matchup, man. Against the dwarf team here. Ball's gonna advance to the Darlings' own 2-yard line, back at center pitch. Another both standing result here on the right side. Block usually a huge advantage for dwarves. Not such a huge advantage against Norse, but still the bashier of the two teams. Darling's on the bonus clock. Got a cage set up for Kevin Bacon at center pitch. It's where they want to be. Dwarves, when they commit to a wide zone, can get real bogged down. It's very easy to then just stay in front of them and stop them from moving. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz against the number 9 lineman. It's another both standing result, unless it's going to be a push. Yeah, it takes the both standing result. Troll Slayer moves in to try to play some protection. Turn 2 now for the Nosecount. Standing right in front of these dwarves. That's all you got to do to stop them from scoring is stay in front of them. Setting up some columns in front of these dwarves. 2-die block against Paul Funyun gets a push. Minute 10 left on the clock here for the Nosecount. Yeah, I never realized how terrible the zip format was until I had to work with it on a byte level. It is awful. Sometimes it's streamable, sometimes it's not. You have to access it like with random access. Sometimes it has a list of what's in it, sometimes it doesn't. It's terrible. It's years and years and years and years of stuff that's tacked on. So maybe it has it, maybe it doesn't. It's such a terrible format. Stop using zip files. 2-die blitz by the Yeti. Gets a knockdown on Gravy Crockett. 8+ breaks armor, but doesn't get it. The Yeti with claws, of course. Has to follow up due to Frenzy. And now a 2-die against Wyatt Burp will be a both standing result. Nosecount on the bonus clock for the first time this game. That'll be the end of the turn. Turn 3 now for the Darlings. I've been playing a lot of Death Stranding, preparing for Death Stranding 2 coming out. I never finished it the first time, and then I started replaying it with the director's cut on the PlayStation 5. And it's not for everyone, but I love it. I love it so much. Armor break here on the block. Breaks the armor of Brick Aquitaine, the number 2 Ulfwerner. Ulfwerners have Frenzy. They also have Strength of 4. This one's a level 2 player who's picked up the block skill. Very good skill to pick up. Hideo Kojima games I love very, very much. 2-die block against number 10. Back behind the line of scrimmage. Off to the right side of the cage. Gets another removal. There it is. Two-man player advantage now for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Seconds ago here in turn number 3. Yeah, in the game, it's a single player game, but like there's multiplayer elements. Like you can like build things for other people, and people can help build things together. One of the things you can build, failed the Dauntless roll. Does he need it? No, 1-die block here. Gets a push on the Yeti. Frenzy follow up. Failed the Dauntless roll into the uphill block. Wow! Stays alive! Wow! Wow! What a block. 2-die block here against number 9. Looking for an 8+. Frenzy trap on the uphill. Doug the Minotaur says, please! Please, do you know who I am? There's no such thing as an uphill block for me. Turn 3 now for the Nosecount. So one of the things you can build like together in the game are highways. You can build like actual highways. And I was doing a thing, and I saw a highway. I was like, oh, this would be very helpful. It was a highway through the mountains. I was like, wow, this is a lot of work. Somebody was really nice. The highway led to nowhere. It was a death highway. Repositioning the defense here, continuing to keep these columns together. Has that Yeti marking a bunch of dwarves. Actually, I think it's just 2. No, it's 3. Not getting overly aggressive. I think this is a good call by War Horseman. Doesn't want to give up more blocks, keeping the defensive formation intact. Turn 4 now for the Darlings. Again, very slow team. So long as they stay in front of them, then they're in good shape. Two-die block here gets a pal. General So on the block. Again, looking for an 8+ to continue to increase this player advantage. Gets a stun out. Two-die blitz in the right wide zone. Gets a pow against Tom Zarek. When he's not busy running from the sidelines, he's playing for Norse Blood Bowl teams. No armor break here. Ball's going to shift to the right, it seems. Two-die block against the Yeti. Gets the knockdown here. Just a 9+ will break armor, but doesn't get it. I played a fun cooperative trick-taking game yesterday. It was Lord of the Rings, I guess Fellowship of the Rings, maybe. Maybe it was just called Lord of the Rings. I don't know. But it's a cooperative trick-taking game, which sounds goofy, but it was actually a lot of fun. Apparently, it's a lot like some game called The Crew, which I've never played. And it had great production value. It had like these fancy little boxes that came in and stuff. It was nice. 2-die block against Queso Bill. Gets the POW out of this. Nosecount trying to decide how aggressive to get. Not getting terribly aggressive yet. Beerbor comes in for the assist on the front left corner of the cage. The big ragu marked by the pig. Here's the blitz. Got the POW. Has to follow up. Old Gamer Mike asks, do the colored rings mean anything? Yes, they do. You can see right down here. They have the categories of player. So the yellow rings are the blitzers, purple or dark purple are throwers, or blue perhaps. The lighter purple are unique players, red are the big guys, so on and so forth. That's the smaller rings. The bigger rings is just who's the active team. And then red, of course, means they've activated, and white means they've yet to activate. So green there you can see is the runner. A number of marks in this Dwarven cage now. Second quarter begins. The Darlings on the opposing 2-yard line. 2-die block against the Thing. Gets a knockdown here. Mighty Blow in effect. Just 7+ breaks armor, but no armor break. Two-die block against number 7 here. On the left side of this cage, gets a knockdown. Ball still marked by the Ulfwerner. 2-die block against Tom Zarek. Gets a both standing result out of this. Oh, he's going to take the push. Fair enough. This frees up the Troll Slayer. Gravy Crockett. 2-die block again on Tom Zarek. This time gets the knockdown. Armor break. Gets a stun. So this game turning into a massive scrum here at center pitch. Now the 2-die against that Ulfwerner, marking the ball carrier. Kevin Bacon on this block pushes the Ulfwerner away. Two-man player advantage for the Dwarven team right now. Now trying to pick off some players. They take a mark behind the Yeti. Over in the right wide zone. Here's the blitz. Failed Dauntless with Gravy Crockett, but gets the 2-die blitz. Gets a push out of this into a frenzy follow-up. Another 2-die. That's going to work out. Well, oh, and an armor break too. Gets a stun. That's a big stun. Big stun on the Yeti. Out for a turn. 2 MA on the follow-up turn. Turn 5 now for the Nosecount. Nosecount decided to, they were playing it cool for most of the quarter. Last turn decided to get aggressive, saw a shot on the ball, weren't able to get it, and now they're in a boxing match with these dwarves. I'm not sure they want to be there, but we'll see. They do have the block skill. Boot Polish says, what's the Yeti's name? Yeti's name is Bumble. Who says that pig gave an easy 2-die on the ball. Here's a 2-die block against Queso Bill. Into a push into, the frenzied trap into a both standing result. Boopal says, I am now a member of the Bumble fan club. So able to keep this drive alive here on the uphill block, the uphill follow-up here on Frenzy. Remember, Frenzy, you must, on the first block you take, you must follow up and if you didn't knock down the opponent, you must take a second block. Period. So even if that second block costs you a rush, even if that second block is an uphill block, you have to take it. That could be great for effectively getting a 4 or 6 die block roll, but can be terrible if you find yourself on the follow-up being underwater or being on the receiving end of the uphill block. Here's the blitz on the ball carrier. Got the knockdown. Well done. 9+ will break Kevin Bacon's armor, but we all know you can't break Kevin Bacon's armor. Good blitz by the Old Wearer. Again, had to follow up due to Frenzy. 5 players on this roster with Frenzy. Ball now loose. Still on the Darlings 2-yard line. And marked by the hero. Headbutt the beer bore. And the Valkyrie coming in to mark the ball as well. The scrum continues. Turn 6 for the Darlings. 2-die block against number 7. Gets a pow. Nosecount. Been very successful so far on their defense. 3-die block against the beer board, trying to remove this pig from the pitch. Pushing onto the ball. Hope this ball comes out of this scrum. There's the armor break. Gets a KO on the beer board. Where's the ball going to scatter? Into the hands of General Custer and back to the 2-yard line. I feel like that factoid just said the Dinnerbell Darlings are cheating. Bootball said 6 successful rushes. I think it was 6 out of 6. There's the armor break. Another removal. Well done. 4-man player advantage now for the Darlings. Yet another removal for these doors. We knew this was going to happen. With a 4-man player advantage, would he dare foul the Yeti? Would he dare? Fails the rush. Fails the rush on the reroll as well. Snake Eyes on the rush. Turn 6 for the Nosecount. This defense is turning out pretty well here. Soy Rogers tried to rush to mark the ball, but failed on a Snake Eyes. Rushes fail on a 1. You roll a d6 on a 1, they fail. So if you do the math, and I'm sorry to Doug the Minotaur to call him out like this, but this is elementary school math. If you do the math, rolling a 1 on a rush, that's a 900% failure rate. I mean, look, we all forget math sometimes, but you're going to fail that 900%. Sorry, I'm just going to tell you. So write it down, or whatever you need to do to remember. 1 out of 6 equals 900. Turn 6 now for the Nosecount. Good 3+ dodge. Trying to keep this scrum intact. And this is really all the Nosecount needs to do at this point. They do have to be careful about their players remaining on the pitch. But if they can stop the score here, they'll be in pretty good shape for the second half of the game. Seconds left on the clock for the Nosecount. They still have 2 rerolls. Dodges out the Valkyrie. Doesn't want to give up the blocks. indeed doesn't want to give up the blocks. Takes the uphill on General Custer, and somehow this stays alive here by the Ulfwerener. Is he going to push on the ball? He's not going to push on the ball. He pushed on the ball. Frenzy follow-up into a push again. Oh, what's happening? Pushes on the ball again. The Ulfwerener fails to pick up the ball. The ball scatters one space forward to the opposing 2-yard line now. Turn 7 for the Darlings. Oh my goodness. Minute 36 to go here for the Darlings. They have 2 rerolls. They have to end this turn in scoring position. They are very, very slow. Excellent defense by this Norse team so far. They've lost a number of players, but if they get back to KO and nobody else is lost, they'll have only lost 2 going into the second half. That's not bad, all things considered. Inevitable block on the Valkyrie coming up. Takes a block on the Ulfwerener. Pushes on the ball. Oh, the Thing! The hero! Needed a 6 to catch this ball. He said, watch this. Oh, that's not even the replay. Come on. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. Sweet Buddy, welcome to the stream. Sweet Buddy said, just joined. How are the injuries going? 2 Kaz, 1 KO, and 1 Kaz that the Oppo healed on the lineman. The Thing catches the ball. He was 0 and 1. He's now 1 and 2. Blitz still on the table. Here's an armor break. Gets a stun out of it. He's hoping for more. I don't know if he can score, can he? He can, but looks like he's not going to try at this point. We'll see. Blitz still on the table. It was going to be against the Valkyrie, but now it's going to be against the Thing. Yeah, Gravy Crockett's going to be the scoring threat. Kevin Bacon yet to stand up. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz against the Berserker. Got the pal here. Really wants an 8+ out of this. Doesn't get it. Where does the ball bounce? What? Space forward. That's not great for the Darlings. Kevin Bacon gonna get in on this scrum. Boot Polish says, does Bacon have animosity? I feel he should. Blackfire, welcome to the stream. No point for animosity if you can never have the ball. Oh, the Yeti with the removal! The first injury on a dwarf player this evening. Wyatt Burp with the serious injury, with the badly hurt. Iron Cynic demand staff, welcome to the stream. Death you shall have. A 3-man player advantage now for the Darlings. Turn 7 for the Nosecount. They just need to stop the score here. And I think they've done a pretty good job of it. They spent the blitz, leaving Gravy Crockett open. So they're banking on keeping this ball protected. Turn 8 now for the Darlings. Can they get this ball into the end zone? Two-die block by Queso Bill. Gets a push out of this. This clears Kevin Bacon. Doesn't clear the ball, but clears Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon is going to be available for, I think it has to be the pass, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't. It can be a handoff. It can be a handoff. Next, the block against the Valkyrie. Gets a push. This gets an assist off Paul Funyon. Two-die block against number 2. Got the pow. And broke armor. And now the final block, the two-die against the Thing, number 5. That'll do it. This clears the ball. 3+ pickup with a free reroll due to sure hands for Kevin Bacon. Has to declare the handoff first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to handoff to Gravy Crockett. 3+ pickup with a reroll to a 4+ handoff to Gravy Crockett. Still has a reroll available for that. So the handoff will be a 75% blitz first against the Valkyrie. Double skulls! Has to re-roll this! Gets the knockdown. Nine seconds on the clock. Here's the pickup. Pickup works out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4+ handoff. Fails the handoff. Has a reroll. Fails the handoff. And the Darlings are not going to score in the first half. The Nosecount has stopped the score. Final turn coming up. Nothing but SPP. Hopefully for the Nosecount. Hopefully, or well, War Horseman is hoping. Snake eyes on the handoff. Boot Polish says Bacon has a hidden skill. Sneaky animosity. Kevin Bacon's like, oh, I guess. Maybe I'll get, I don't know, whatever. If you want to score, maybe here, whatever. I don't care. Very well done by the Nosecount. We'll see if they get back their KO here. 0-0 tie ball game. They do not get back their KO. So it's going to be a 2-man player advantage for the Darlings. Elden Bruno, welcome to the stream. Too much blood on the ball, baby. Maybe so. Coming up after this, we have our third and final game of our triple header this evening. It's going to be Philosopher's Song versus Conspicuous Disunion. That's Spire versus Chime, Lizards versus Necro. That'll be a fun matchup. Greedy hands. Anchor formation for this Dwarven team on defense. Now the offense to set up. Didn't get back the beer board, so they'll be down a player. Well, they're down 3 players. Very unfortunate, as the Nosecount did pick up a keg in the inducement phase. So instead of a 4+, that was a 3+ that they needed for the KO revival, but just didn't roll it. 5 on the line here for the offense. They're going to try to block down this line. Have to watch out with these frenzy players, right? Only 9 on the pitch, but 4 of them have frenzy, which is going to make it very difficult to position these players. We talked about these frenzy pieces, how they were going to be pivotal for the Nosecount to win if they were going to come out ahead in this game. But now, being down 3 players and having half of who's on the pitch have frenzy, it's going to make it real tough to put these players where you want them to be. flog the shadow of Morsalib of the number 11 Valkyrie. Back to receive. Here's the kick. No kicker for the Dwarven team. So the ball could potentially deviate far, but it's going to be a high kick. Valkyrie's going to try to get under the ball. 3+ in the pickup. Sorry, 4+ in the pickup. Works out. Turn 9 now for the nose count. They have the ball on their own 14-yard line. Today Black on the left defensive end gets a push on the big Ragu. And now the Sunday Kid double skulls. Oh no! Double skulls on the nose tackle. Has to spend a reroll. Got a pal here. But now the nose count down to 1 reroll for the game. Has a 2-die with the Ulfwerener here, but probably wants to get some protection on the ball carrier. Here's the Ulfwerener blitz. Gets a push out of this. Has to follow up. Really wanted to reposition this Ulfwerener. Gets a 3-die out of this. He'll get the knockdown. He'll get the reposition. But he only has, what, 4 points of movement left. When you blitz, it's one of your once per turn actions. You get 4 of them every turn. 1 player can blitz, 1 player can foul, 1 player can hand off, 1 player can pass. A blitz is a block and a movement all rolled into one. The caveat is that your block counts as 1 point of movement. So on that blitz, the first block was... Oh, JD Whitey with the raid! Thank you very much, JD Whitey. Welcome, Raiders. We're in the middle of game 2 of 3 tonight. Thanks again, JD Whitey. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Hey, hey. Thank you very much. I appreciate the raid. Again, if you're just joining us, this is game 2 of our triple header this evening. After this, we're going to have Lizards versus Necro, Spire versus Chime, Philosopher's Song versus Conspicuous Disunion. JD Whitey says Malik and I also just finished. Oh, who won? I can put it in the database right now. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I can validate it for you guys. What was the final score? Oh, 3-0 you? Okay. I'll put it in the database. 2-die blitz by the defense here. Gets a push. The Ulfwerener spends a reroll. Oh, I thought it was the Ulfwerener on the blitz. Sorry. General So on the blitz. Again gets a push out of this. Follows up. All right, that's in the DB now. JD Whitey, all the requisite places should update in a few minutes. Turn 10 now for the nose count. They're on offense. They were able to stop these dwarves from scoring in the first half, but now in a tricky position here with half the roster remaining on the pitch with frenzy. Blitz by the Yeti, gets a pound. Queso Bill looking for just an 8+ to break armor. No armor break. Two-die block against Queso Bill, gets a push. Again, very difficult position for the Nosecount. They did a great job on defense in the first half of this game, but just a real tough matchup right from the jump. And now they've got half their team with Frenzy, which makes it's going to make it difficult to reposition them. So far, War Horseman, all things considered, I think War Horseman's playing a stellar game tonight. 10 seconds left on the clock. And the Nosecount back on the bonus clock. They have just one reroll left for the game. The War Horseman taking his time, trying to figure out how this turn should shape out. These dwarves marking a ton of players, as they should be. War Horseman availing himself of the bonus clock, just moves forward on the left side, and that'll be the turn. So giving up a lot of blocks to these dwarves here. Turn 10 now for the Darlings. The Darlings, of course, keeping Kevin Bacon and the Troll Slayer in the secondary. The Troll Slayer basically locking off the two spaces near the sidelines due to Frenzy. That could be an easy surf. 2-die block now against the Yeti. Got a POW out of this. A 9+ breaks armor. No armor break. 2-die block against Haithlui the Warped, the number 7 lineman in the center position here. Really more like a right tackle, I guess. Let's call him a right guard. He's going to get pushed away into another block. 2-die block. This is going to knock down the lineman. 7+ breaks armor with Mighty Blow. That's a favorable odds for an armor break. But doesn't get it. Two-die gets number 6. This is a push. Fides to follow up, wants to keep this player marked. Doesn't want to leave a lineman free to try to protect this ball carrier. It's still on the table. General Custer, the number 6 blitzer, free on the right side of the defensive line. Kevin Bacon deciding to get into this drive now. Moves forward, comes out of the secondary, as does Gravy Crockett. All the dwarves on the line. 2-die block against Tom Zarek is only going to be a both standing result. Tom Zarek, secretly a Cylon. You can't break his armor. He's made of metal. Turn 11 now for the Nosecount. Dwarven team marking as many players as possible. It's exactly how they want to play this game. It's what dwarves do. They're very, very bashy. Norse team very bashy as well, but very fragile. All these marks, again, they're going to make it difficult for Frenzy players to block themselves free. Failed rush. Failed rush on the left side. Spends the final reroll. No more rerolls left for the Nosecount. They rush the number 3 Ulfwerner, the Ballista, over to the left wide zone to get an assist against the Big Ragu. While this is going on, I'll see if I can validate your game, JD Buddy. Under a minute to play now. 2-die block on the Big Ragu. You spent the die for the rush. May as well die! Ah! Oh, Gamer Mike with the bits. Run from what? Run from the Grim Reaper? Doogie Howser saves his life. Oh, Gamer Mike, thank you very much for the bits. Spent the reroll. for that rush. You got the assist. You may as well take the block. Murdered the elf player, or the elf player. Murdered the dwarf player. Oppo was spent. Oppo saves the player. He goes back into the reserve box. One-man player advantage now for the Dwarven team. Old Gamer Mike, thank you for the bits. Great removal for this Norse team, but it's getting harder and harder to keep this ball safe. He might retreat the ball carrier. We'll see what he decides to do here. Back on the bonus clock. Plenty of time left to play with. Von Rue with the gifted sub. Thank you very much. The 5 gifted subs. Holy moly. What generosity. Von Rue, welcome to the stream. Thank you so very, very much for that. Wow. Wow. You know who wins this game? Von Rue wins this game. Thank you very, very much, Von Rue. That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. Festoon with the bits. With the epic sacks, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very kindly, Von Rue. Thank you for the bits, Festoon. I appreciate it. Von Rue, again, thank you very, very much for your generosity. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wow, thank you very much. The Nosecount spending some time here on the bonus clock, as they should. So they're going to keep this ball moving forward. They're moving to the left wide zone now. They're on their own 4-yard line in the left wide zone. All Gamer Mike with the bits again. Thank you very much, All Gamer Mike. I appreciate it. JD Whitey, your game's validated, by the way. You should be good to go. Oh, thank you, Von Rue. I appreciate that. I genuinely do. And I appreciate everyone coming out to not just play in the league, but to watch, to cheer on their favorite teams, to just talk shop, talk Blood Bowl. I love this game, and you know this game has been around so long, and we started the league in 2020 when the pandemic was in full swing, and it was just a great opportunity to just share a beloved game, right? Yeah, I was thinking that move. Perfect music. But and it's just been great, right? The Blood Bowl community is great. Blood Bowl itself is great. We got a new game out of it. We got in 2020. We got the 2020 rules. Like, it's been fantastic. This is such a fun game. The Bootball says my favorite streams are on Wednesday. Blood Bowl and programming education. You mean Tuesday. Cord Knight, welcome to the stream. Cord Knight says, Blood Bowl's great. Turn 11 now for the Darlings. Looking for a way to get at this ball carrier here. That's right, Tuesday. You'll learn about software engineering. You'll learn about squircles. Festoon with the gifted sub right back to Von Rue. Thank you very much, Festoon. I appreciate it. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you very, very much. Very kind of you. "36 seconds to go here in turn 11. The Darlings. It's not often you see Doug the Minotaur really having to consider the turn here. War Horseman's really been putting the spurs to this Dwarven team. 2-die block now. Number 5 gets the foul, breaks armor. There's the SPP. Great removal here for the Darlings. It's going to bring their their player advantage back up to 2. Now the Darlings back on the bonus clock. Both coaches spending a lot of time on the bonus clock this evening, and that's because they've really got to consider these turns. There's been some really important turns here. Dinnerbell Darlings down to 4 minutes 19 seconds on the bonus clock. They get a both standing result over on the right side of the line. Thank you very much, Festoon. I really appreciate it. Back to 3. Did somebody have 12? Let's count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 9v7. It's 2-man player advantage. Kevin Bacon going back into the secondary here, trying to cover a breakaway Valkyrie. General Custer trundles to the left side of the pitch as well. Turn 12 now for Nerdrum's Nosecount. Very, very critical turns here in the second half of this game. The Nosecount with no rerolls left. Might be looking for a way to carve out a slice of the pitch here in the left wide zone. If he can do that, might be able to score in turn 13. Otherwise, this ball is probably shifting back to the right and probably back a few steps. 2-die block against Sunday Kid. Gets a push out of this. War Horseman on the back foot right from the get-go. In my opinion, I think this is a real tough matchup for this Norse team. And War Horseman is really playing a great game. Doug the Minutes are, of course, playing a great game with the Dwarven team as well. Doug the Minutes are Season 3 champion. This season, the return of Kevin Bacon, the infamous Dwarf runner. And indeed, this ball is going to move back to the right side of the pitch. Failed the Unchanneled Fury roll, so the Yeti is going to remain on the ground. Lost the Blitz as well. Unchanneled Fury is a 4+ unless you block our Blitz, and then it's 2+. You roll a 1. Bad time to roll a 1. Nosecount back on the bonus clock. 3 minutes, 33 seconds to go. Our third game of this triple header is scheduled to begin in exactly 30 minutes from now, I think. Let me double check. Yes, indeed, about 30 minutes from now. So when this game is over, we'll probably just kick into our timer and then go into this third and final game. But we're not there yet. It's the final turn of the third quarter here. The Darlings with another removal. 3-man player advantage against this Norse team. And their team is dwindling in numbers. Six left on the pitch. 2-die block against Tom Zarek on the left side of the line. Gets a push out of this. Tom Zarek about to eat another block on Frenzy. Gets a push. But Tom Zarek about to eat another block by another player. Well, actually, that's a 3v3. So maybe not. Under a minute to go for the Darlings. There's the assist. Now a 2-die block against Tom Zarek. Gets a push out of this. Usually starting with block is very, very strong for the Stormen team, but it's up against this Norse team that also starts with block. The problem for the Norse, of course, is that they are so brittle, as you can see. And they're starting to be left with a number of frenzy players. It's going to make it real difficult to keep some protection on this ball. Thick skulls galore. That's right. It's very, very difficult to remove dwarves. Here's the blitz on the ball carrier. One die blitz on the rush. Gets a push on the Valkyrie. That's not a knockdown. Is he going to spend the reroll here? He'll take the push. The Valkyrie stays on her feet. Iron Cynic says, the problem with the Norse, of course, is that they're the Norse, of course. Is that their North... is that their Norse, of course. Boy. Dr. Seuss with the tongue twisters. Stand up blitz by the Yeti. This time works out. Gets the knockdown on Sunday Kid. This frees up the ball carrier here in turn 13. It's the final quarter of the game. It's a tie ball game. Nerdstrom's Nosecount has very few players left on the pitch, has no rerolls left, but they are still holding out. They have a speed advantage. Doug the Minotaur knows this. That's why Kevin Bacon and General So are staying in the secondary. This ball is going to swing back out to the left side. Poopa says Bumble will even the odds. Blitz spent. Is he? He wouldn't. He's got a 2-die block without the block skill with the Ulfwinner. Maybe he will. Maybe I think he will. Everyone else is tied up. There's such a significant player advantage. It's going to be so hard to get players free for this Norse team. There's the 2-die block against Butch Casserole. It's going to be a push into a 2-die frenzy follow-up. Really looking for a knockout. He didn't get it. He'll get the push, though. Remember, dwarves are slow. Every push matters significantly. Valkyrie starting to feel all alone. Flog the number 11 Valkyrie, the only Valkyrie on the roster. Just inside the left wide zone on the Nosecount's own 4-yard line. 4 turns left to score. The Nosecount looking for a win. Able to stop the score in the first half. They don't even need to consider playing for the draw. General Custer will be pushed back a space over in the right side. Frenzy follow-up. Got the pal here. No armor break. Three minutes left on the bonus clock for the Nosecount. 2 players left to activate. But are they going to? Bad Dog says, dwarves are slow. Indeed. Oh, they tried to dodge away. Oh, man. Failed the dodge. Oh, I think we're going to see dice on the ball here. We'll see turn 13 for the Dinnerbell Darlings. Two-die block against the Yeti. He gets a POW out of this. Frenzy follow-up by the Troll Slayer. He says, you got Frenzy, I got Frenzy too. Watch this. 8+ breaks armor. Maybe next time. I don't want to show off. I don't want to show off in front of a crowd. Iron Cynic says the dwarf rerolls would cost 125k. Here's the blitz. 2-die blitz on the ball carrier. That'll work out. Well done. 8+ breaks armor. This would be a huge armor break if so. Doesn't get the armor break. Valkyrie stays on the pitch. Ball's going to bounce 1 space backwards to the Nosecount's own 8-yard line. Queso Bill with no movement left unless it's a rush. What a hard-fought match here. 30 seconds to go in turn 13. How you feeling, Kevin Bacon? How you feeling, Kevin Bacon? Soy Rogers to take a mark on Tom Zarek. Here comes Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon failed the rush. Didn't even get to pick up the ball yet. Succeeds on a rush. Good 3+ pickup. Kevin Bacon once again in possession of the ball. An actor, a dwarf runner. He can do it all. Oh, that's not the replay. Boo, 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 hiss, boo. When he's not holding Oscars, he's holding blood bowls. Blood balls. Blood balls? Blood bowl. You know what? He's holding none of those things. I take all of that back. I don't want Kevin Bacon touching anything I just said. Other than the Oscars, that's fine. That's right. You don't stop Kevin Bacon. You can only hope to contain him. 3+ dodge by the Valkyrie to get behind Kevin Bacon. Or in front of Kevin Bacon, really. Yeti stands up. Blitz still on the table. 2-die block on General Custer way over on the right side of this formation. Gets the knockdown. Is he going to try to dodge away the Ulfwerener? Is he going to try to blitz away the Ulfwerener? Ulfwerener has to follow up. It's such a risky dodge, though. Yeah, it's such a risky dodge. 50-50 dodge on the blitz. Failed the blitz. Turn 14 for the Darlings. Trying to blitz away the Valkyrie here. Only gets a push out of it, but that will clear the ball. Kevin Bacon not quite in scoring position. Two-die block against Roar Tender Thrashing. The number 6 lineman over on the right side of the ball here. Gets a push out of this. Blitz has been spent, so the Valkyrie will remain standing. But I imagine she'll have some dodges to make. Can get a positive dodge on the corners currently, but that won't last for long. General So on the right side. Trundles forward. Under a minute to play for the Darlings here in turn 14. Kevin Bacon doesn't want to risk the rushes. Now on the opposing 20-yard line. Oh, do you think you scare Flog? Queso Bill, your name is Queso Bill. Her name is Flog. She's not afraid of you. Turn 15 for the nose count. The nose count has to stop Kevin Bacon right here. Bad Dog says, is this a Kevin baked potato? Is this a Kevin potato pancake? Two-die block over on the right side. Gets a push out of this. Oh, God. Has to roll more dice. It's so scary with no rerolls, but got a pal. Breaks armor. Gets nothing out of it. Has to go after Kevin Bacon here. Oh, and more block dice. .1 minute left here in the turn. You got this, Flog. I believe in you, Flog. Yeah, I believe in you, Flog! Let's go! All right. Von says pancakes? Unfortunately, I don't have it queued up. Did someone say pancakes? Going for a foul on the Sunday Kid. Wow. Turn 15 for the Darlings. War Horseman is praying for skulls. If he's ever prayed to Nuffle, now is the time. Here's the blitz. To die. Blitz got the pow on the Valkyrie. And I think that's going to be a score. Oh, well, unless it's an armor break, which it is. Oh, boy. Ow, and it's a KO, too. Well done by Doug the Minotaur. I'll park this ball right outside the end zone and score on turn 16. At this point, there's nothing. Well. Maybe not nothing. Let's see. What's he at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's nothing reasonable that War Horseman can do at this point. Yeah, advances to the 24-yard line. What a hard-fought game this was. Again, going into this matchup, I think the Norse team was at a significant disadvantage, and War Horseman just played a fantastic defense in the first half of this game. Fought real hard here in the second half of the game with a significant player disadvantage, and it eventually added up, and the Dwarf team was able to recover it here, but very well played, I think. Final turn of the game here for the Nosecount, looking for SPP at this point. Unless they want to risk the life of Tom Zarek. Tom Zarek can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rush to take a mark, but my goodness, is that a gauntlet. Got some SPP here. That's what he wants, especially this early in the season. Boo Polish, thank you very much for the bits. Bumble! Is he going to go for it? He is going to go for it. But Tom Zarek stays alive. Turn 16 for the Darlings. I think they're going to walk the ball in. There it is. The Dinnerbell Darlings win the game 1-0. Very well played and very hard fought by both coaches. Congratulations to Doug the Minotaur for their victory. Doug the Minotaur keeping the Dinnerbell Darlings' perfect record alive here in week number 4 and starting to break away from the rest of the competition. So the Dinnerbell Darlings in first place now with a record of 4-0-0 here in week number 4. Again, congratulations to Doug the Minotaur. Very well played by both coaches. We have one more game left tonight in our triple header, and that will start in, it's scheduled to start in about 14 minutes. So I think we'll go back to the countdown for five minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Well, let's make it 10 minutes. Let's make it 10 minutes this time. Grab something to drink, use the restroom, whatever you need to do. We'll go to a 10-minute countdown, and then we'll get into a short pregame for our final game this evening. It's going to be Lizards versus Necro. It'll be fun. Don't miss it. We'll see you back here in a few minutes.